my beautiful, beautiful friends. Thank you for being here and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about spirituality and fitness and just kind of how they go hand in hand. And I'm also going to be giving you guys some tips on how to start your fitness journey. Alright, so we're going to start with my personal fitness journey. So my whole life I grew up and I was borderline obese. I was always a chubby kid. I'll insert some pictures right here for you guys. But it was just always part of who I am. I always just kind of was the chubby kid. Like I said, who wasn't good at athletics or anything like that. And so I just grew up with that mentality. And it was really hard for me because I really just wanted to be, I really always just looked up to athletic people and people who were into fitness, and I always aspired to be like that. But I was trapped in my head and thinking that, oh, I'm never going to be anything close to that. Well, about 2.5 years ago, I got fed up with all of my bullshit, and I was just like, you know what, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this like yo-yo dieting. I had developed a pretty bad like eating disorder. I would starve myself and then I would binge, and then like for about 10 years there was extremely disordered eating, and it all just stemmed from a place of wanting to be skinny. Well, like I said, about 2.5 years ago, I just got tired of my own bullshit, and I decided, no, you know what, I'm gonna do this to become healthy. And I'm just, fuck skinny, fuck everything about that. I'm just gonna become healthy. I'm gonna work on becoming healthier, and just little by little, I'm gonna do this my own way. And I really did. Once I was able to let go of the attachment to the whole skinny like look, I was able to actually drop 70 pounds, and like it, well, I think it's like close to 70, but it was insane to me because I dropped that attachment. I was able to be like fall in love with fitness in so many deeper ways, and it was a really beautiful experience for me because I just built all of this self-esteem and this confidence. And it wasn't the fact that I was losing weight, it was the fact that I was seeing myself as worthy to be athletic, to have movement in my life. It was me seeing myself as worthy. Sorry, I had to stop because my dog started barking at some people outside. But yeah, so finding my love for movement and finding ways to move my body that felt good to me, I started to realize that this is actually a form of self-love. And moving your body every day and being active and exercising, it's a form of self-love, and it can be a form of meditation as well. It could be so many different things, and that's when I really started to fall in love with it, is when I started to see how the fitness started to trickle in, like the benefits started to trickle into my everyday life. And we're going to go into that a little bit later. But right now, let's dive into my own spiritual journey. So this is all going to be relevant. So growing up, I had always been a pretty spiritual girl, a pretty spiritual kid. My dad was somebody that was incredibly spiritual. He had read all of the big religious books and just really dove into all of spirituality and religion and all of that. And he was a light worker. He was the person that showed me how to do light work and meditation, and just a very wise individual. And so ever since I was a little girl, I remember being brought up with awareness of like your emotions and the spirit world and how to read energies and just that entire like paranormal world. That was very much in my life. But there had been times where I had disconnects. And so and I'm not saying that I still don't have disconnects from my spirituality, but fitness actually sparked so much within my spiritual journey itself. So now let's go into how fitness has aided my spiritual growth. Well, first off, fitness strengthens the body, but it also strengthens the mind. So you're learning discipline. Discipline is huge, and not like when I learned discipline in the gym, discipline in fitness, discipline in working out every day. Well, almost every day, because you have to take rest days. But when I learned that discipline, it started to go into every single aspect of my life. So I started to realize, oh, I'm less lazy now. I can do more work. I am more motivated to do good things and positive, productive things. And that discipline like carried on to like the food that I ate. It was easier to eat plant-based, wholesome foods and just all of that. Plus, I started to find that fitness and my workouts every day started to become more of like a meditation every day. So it was like going in and I would put my headphones on and I would just focus on me for like an hour. And you're like, when you're squatting, you're counting, you're like how many squats you're doing or your breaths, like you're focusing on so many different things, and it becomes like repetitive, and that repetition is like a meditative space, especially when you're doing like long distance cardio, like when you're running, biking. Swimming is a huge one for me. When I'm swimming, I can just get into such a meditative space. It really is so spiritual for me when I'm swimming. But like that's something that's really cool too. And it helps me learn how to prioritize myself and realize that I am worthy and to put myself first. And that is super important in everyday life, and important as to every individual, is to understand that you need to put yourself first and that we are all worthy of our own love. And that was big for me, just seeing like me putting in the work every single day to better myself, and not just better my physique, but to better my mentality, to better my health. That was showing me every single day that I am worthy, and it made me feel so much better, therefore heightening my vibrations all the time. And so when we can stay at higher vibrations, that's a huge win for a spiritual journey, especially for people that come from a darker place in life. And so working out really does help you to raise those vibrations. Eating healthy really does help raise those vibrations, and therefore it's going to be easier to absorb everything fully that's going on around us. We're going to be able to take in those messages and understand what's going on and perceive the world a lot clearer. We're going to be able to speak to our guides better. That's another thing, is I got heightened sense, my psychic gifts got heightened, so I was able to tap into the spirit realm more easily. I was getting more transmissions, like channels from my guides, and like getting messages, and it was like all this stagnant energy was just flowing through me completely, and I'm able to tap into my psychic abilities better because there's this flow of energy constantly going through me. And so and with that increased flow of energy, that increased flow going through you, I also experienced higher inspirations as well. So I was just inspired more. Had the call to do art more and create more, and that in itself is a spiritual experience. Creation is incredibly spiritual. That is spirituality, creation. So it really is cool. It was really cool to see, for me, how it just kind of melded my worlds together. And I was going through some really crazy shit when I first started getting into fitness, and it really grounded me. And fitness ultimately is what brought me back to myself, because I felt like I was in a relationship where I completely lost myself, completely. And by finding fitness, it reminded me of my self-worth, and that I am strong enough to stand up to anybody, and that I am strong enough to stand up for my happiness, and that I'm strong enough to be a leader and to love myself fully, because it takes strength. every day to love ourselves fully, especially in a world that teaches us not to love ourselves, especially in a world that just puts us down and tries to fit us into molds. It takes strength and courage to be ourselves. And fitness showed me and helped me realize that being myself is okay, and that I can be myself and love myself, and that I'm worthy of it all. And it really just it brought me back to my spirituality, because when I felt like I lost myself, fitness was the one that reminded me, hey, you are worth it. You are worth it. So if you're it's kind of hard to explain, but it brought me back to the realization of self. It brought me back to, I am worthy of being who I am. I am worthy of being this weird, quirky, fun, spiritual, magical girl. I am so worthy of all of that, and I'm worthy of everything that I could possibly imagine, and you are too. And I think that movement is so important. Movement is like a meditation, and it is something that is literally truly medicine, because it just flows through you and makes everything flow, and it's so important. So please get moving, guys. Alright guys, how can we start practicing self-love through fitness? I'm going to give you guys 5 tips today on how we can start loving ourselves more thoroughly through fitness and through movement. Alright, so number 1 is we're going to start small. So this is a big thing. Is so many people, that's why everybody gets discouraged, is they have this huge goal. Oh, I want to lose 50 pounds, or I want to, I want to be able to drop 3 dress sizes in 1 month, and all of this crazy stuff. No. Let's start small, because if you set yourself up for something big and you happen not to get it, you're gonna feel like a failure, and even though you're not, and you're gonna completely ignore all the little benefits, all the little goals that you met, because you didn't meet that high goal. So for me, I had to start out small. I would be like, okay, so my goal for starting my movement, starting my fitness journey, I was like, I'm gonna work out 2 times a week. 2 times a week, that's it. And it was either, I can go running, so that counted as one, or I could go over to my mom's house, because I didn't have anything, so she had little 8-pound weights and 5-pound weights, and that was pretty much it. And so I'd go over to my mom's house and just do my little workout with my little weightlifting or whatever over there, and that would count. And so that made me feel so good when I hit the 2 days every single week. So I was like, okay, well, let's bump it up to 3, and then 4, and then now I go between 4 to 5, or I work out 4 to 6 times a week, depending on how my body feels. But you have to start out small. This is super important. And then you just work your way up, because then you're just going to be encouraged the entire time, because you're making all of those goals. And also another thing is maybe lean away from the weight loss goals, or the inches, or the stereotypical physique goals, and maybe do a performance goal. Those ones are really fun. So I want to be able to squat 100 pounds for however many reps, or I want to be able to leg press this much, or I want to be able to do a pull-up, a pistol squat, whatever you want to do. Just pick something that you think is within your reach, within a reasonable amount of time, and work up to it, because I promise you, when you're able to get that pistol squat, or you're able to get that pull-up, it's going to make you feel so amazing that you want to just keep going. You want to just keep creating small goals, and that's how you get up to those big goals, is by creating the small little stepping stones to get you to the big goal. All right, awesome. So now we're going to go into number 2, which is going to be find your favorite forms of movement. So there is so many different types of exercises out there. My personal favorite forms are going to be weightlifting, swimming. I like running. I also enjoy circuit training, is really fun, and hiking. Hiking is a big one for me. I'm trying to go into yoga a little bit more, but I am just starting out with that, and it's really fun so far. But yeah, find your personal favorite forms of fitness and just go off of that, because there's so many that there really is one for everybody. All right, so number 3, remind yourself often that you are worthy of movement. So this is a big one. This one is a mental rewiring. And so just remind yourself often you are worthy of this. You are worthy of this self-love. And you don't have to be the best at something to be able to do something and enjoy it. You don't have to be the best, and everybody starts somewhere. Like I said, small stepping stones to a bigger goal. And that's what we're doing here. So just keep reminding yourself that you're worthy of this and that this is the road that you want to take. All right, number 4 is practice meditation as part of your workout. So this one is really, really cool. This is like my own personal form of practice. So it was like I was kind of saying earlier, like when you're in when you're in a fitness space, you're also kind of in a meditative space. So like focus on your breathing. What is your breath doing? What is your body doing? Really feel the movement within your body, because not only is that going to be great for your mind and to stimulate your mind to get yourself into a meditative space, but it's also really good for your form and for injury prevention, to just really feel what's going on through your body. So like for me, like running, swimming, like I said, super, super meditative. And then like the breathing, again, just keep doing the breathing. And then once I end my workout, I like to do some sort of little form of meditation, like actual meditation. So where I'm either like laying flat on my back with my eyes closed, just visualizing light work, or I could be sitting, or I could just be stretching, but it's like light work meditation is what I'm doing. You could also do breath work meditation, mantra meditation, but it's something that I highly suggest that you work into your workouts, because that's going to start to form a bond between your spiritual and your physical fitness journey. That's what that's going to do. And lastly, number 5, let's stop weighing ourselves. This is so important for the self-love journey. I know that I struggled so much with weighing myself. I was obsessed with getting under 150 pounds, and I haven't yet. And that's okay, but I have to rewire my brain, because it's not healthy for me to focus on a number. I know I'm around 165, but I'm not going to focus on that, because it's super unhealthy. And ultimately, what does that number really mean anyway? I know that I have a lot of muscle. I know that I'm healthy. I work out. I eat good. So what does that number really mean? It's just going to make me feel worse about myself at the end of the day. So if that's the case with you, if you're somebody where the scale really affects you, just get rid of the scale, throw it away. There's so many better ways of taking track of your progress. If you want to take track of your progress at all, like pictures are great. That's what I use a lot. Pictures, pretty much pictures. And I also just like to I'm trying to convert my lifestyle to more plant-based and vegan. So I'm tracking myself like that. But like we really do not need to be weighing ourselves, and who cares if you're in the norm of your weight? It's about if you're healthy or not. So please, if it really genuinely bothers you, just get rid of the scale. Just stop weighing yourself, because it really will lead to so much happiness. And once you get rid of the attachment to the numbers, then you can really focus on the movement. You can focus on, oh my God, this feels so good. What feels good for your body and the benefits of it. It's also going to reduce your cortisol levels, which is the stress hormone, which actually, if you have too much of that, it's going to make you gain weight. So by throwing out the scale and ditching the scale, you're actually going to decrease your cortisol levels, heightening your vibrations, and who knows, you might lose weight as a factor of all of that anyway. And it's not even about that. We're trying to just love ourselves thoroughly and be healthy thoroughly. All right, guys, I hope this was beneficial to you guys. If you guys have any more comments or any other tips for anybody else, just go put those below. Thank you guys again for being here with me and watching this video. I love you guys so much. Thank you. Have a great day.